Hey guys, welcome back to Sky Factory. I'm Brim, he's Grum, and this is episode 12. Now, what are we going to do today? Well, I figure we should probably start with a quick look around the base. That is obviously all new, and we've got a new machine sitting here. It's just a fluid transposer that we're pumping our resonant ender into, because obviously we will need ender for doing tesserats. So this is basically a dedicated tesseract machine sitting here with ender that's coming out of our cows over here, being pumped directly into it. I've gone ahead and set up a drum for destabilized redstone, and we'll set up another dedicated fluid transposer, well, on one side or the other, just for that as well. That's one of those things we tend to need as well. So let's take a look over here. I got a wild hair. Actually, what I did was I thought, you know, I need some more trees, and I'd like for them to be spaced properly. So I built this structure, and it's, I don't even remember how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 by 8, 9, 3 by 3s for 9 total blocks, and then it's got grass in one side, and then a tree sitting in like a planter box on the other side. So to just give it kind of a park sort of feel, with the trees all being picnicked up. I think that's what they call this, a picnic cut, where all the trees are cut so that they're above your head. Obviously, originally there were some leaves and stuff down here, and I've harvested this a couple of times just to see. It's kind of painful because none of the tree trunks themselves touch each other, so you actually have to, whereas you can vein mine the leaves, you have to come through and harvest all of the trunks manually. After I got this set up, I thought, you know, that's really not producing much in the way of wood, so I ended up building this structure, which I don't know how long it is either. It was basically it was as much dirt as I had available, and it's just completely planted in trees. So it is very dense and very large comparatively, but it's just a big wood farm sitting here. So, and this kind of reminded me of the way that we handle forestry here in the U.S. So what'll happen is you'll have a area that is fairly densely planted, or is a natural area, and they'll come in and they'll log it, and when they get done logging it, by law they have to replant trees. So I kind of had that feel, you know, at least in my heart of hearts there, that we had logged out an area here, or had forested. We had pulled a forestry operation and pulled out the trees and then replanted, and then obviously replanted more saplings so that we could continue logging in the area. So, a bit of roleplay thing, but you know, that's kind of building interesting structures is kind of what Minecraft's all about, right? It's really not about survival. Survival can be accomplished pretty quickly, pretty easily, to make yourself self-sufficient for essentially as long as you want to play relatively quickly, particularly in modded Minecraft. You can get to that point very, very quickly. Now, I started to just run a straight, these are at different levels, not much in the way of a height difference between over here and over there, and I started to just run a straight path over and do some variation in height with some stairs to get down to this level. And I thought, no, wait a minute, I could do something a little more interesting. So I kind of put in this, it almost to me has a steampunk sort of feel to the bridge. So it's a suspension bridge, but it's obviously not, this is not a functional sort of design for a suspension bridge. This would not work. Obviously, it's not anchored to anything. There's nothing suspending the suspension, right? So it's got a bit of a steampunky sort of sci-fi feel to it, to me, even though it's got that, and I guess that's kind of the definition for steampunk, right? It's science fiction-y, but it has a Victorian era feel to it. So it's made out of wood, but obviously this is a fantastic structure. It would never actually stand. So I liked it. I don't know that it can stay there forever or long term, but that's kind of part of modded Minecraft too, is that you build structures like we originally had our darkroom spawner over here, knowing that when you build them, they may not be there forever. Oh, we've got new cows over here. Knowing that they may not be there forever, they may have to get torn down and rebuilt or redesigned. It's real possible that all of this, I mean, we've expanded this now so that it runs from end to end, and this was originally what? 2 7x7s on each side for a total of 4 7x7s, and we've knocked the wall out once and extended it out, and then we've taken out the gaps where the water was in the middle, and then we've extended this all the way out to this. So this is a structure that may very soon have to be rebuilt as well. So just to support the magical crops we've got, and obviously we need to get to the point where we're managing all of this automatically with farming stations, and that will require a pretty significant redesign as well. So that's just part of the game. You know, that's just kind of part of the way it is. So as for what we want to accomplish today, let's take a look at our board. What we see on our board is Real Builder's one. Oh yeah, we do need to get that done. Autocrafting the Ultimate Furnace. We've actually still got the Ultimate Furnace over on this one as well, so we can make it go away. Although what we do need to add to this one is the Nether, because we haven't been there yet, and we need to get there. We need to get access to blaze rods. Probably the fastest, easiest way to do that is to go steal a blaze spawner. Yep, and bring it back here and get something set up for it. Let's sleep real quick. Or we were looking at our thing, the Ultimate Furnace, Autocrafting, and a tree workshop. Now, I've got something in mind for that, and it's more of a aesthetic build as well. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that yet. I still haven't 100% made up my mind. But obviously, we want to get the. We've been working on the Ultimate Furnace for a while now. Do we have anything in here? Yes, we do. But nothing really worth being worried about. That will not actually harvest this, but this will. There we go. And I believe the Ultimate Furnace is on our list of things here, right? Pulsar, sprinkler. Oh, no, maybe I thought Ultimate Furnace was one of our objectives. Oh, well, we've been working on it. We're going to finish it. Yes, we're going to finish it. So I think at this point, Zavicio, we've got 78 Zavicio essence. So we've got more than enough to make the 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, that I believe are required to do the Ultimate. And I think it's just this and these, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is, the Ultimate Furnace. Dun, 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 dun. Now let's take a look at the. Oh, it's a different color. Interesting, it's black, whereas the others have been basically the colors and of whatever the essences that went in. Obviously, that was a green. I mean, a purple essence, but the thing is black. Let's take a look at dusts. Let's grab, because we need. We're always in need of silicon. We actually have found 41 draconium dust. That is coming from the deep dark. I've been down gathering up some of that. Wow! Holy mackerel! Let me see that again. That was much faster than I was expecting, to be honest. Wow, that is impressive. And I think we did all of that with less than 1 piece of wood. Well, I guess we have a new favorite furnace, huh? I assume we can do that with. Do we have any ore? I assume it does not do ore doubling. Powdered copper. Well, we've already got that powdered up. So, oh, will it not go in? Oh, or is this the one we have to do this number 2? Yeah, I'm sorry. We do have to turn it into a. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is that is super impressive. It certainly is. So, I think I have a new favorite furnace now. It's a long reach to get to it, but yeah, that's pretty impressive. Okay. Let's see. So we can actually knock that off. Unfortunately, I thought we were going to check something off out of our book, and we're not going to get to. But where's the ultimate furnace? Did we stick it on? Oh, no, it's right there in the middle. Duh. Yeah, y'all are all pointing at the screen like, it's right there, and I'm like, I don't see it. All right, a real builder's wand. So we have been using like the iron. Matter of fact, I need to see if we've got any in here. We don't. We've been using like the iron wand. We've been using the stone wand, but the real builder's wands are here. Matter of fact, there are even some upgrade to the real builder's wands called the unbreakable wands. Now, I don't know why they're called unbreakable, because I don't know that these don't have a durability on them, because these are made with the real wand, right? Yeah. 16 blocks, which I think is exactly what the regular builder's wand does. Maybe not the super builders. The super builder, the recipe's not in here. Can we not make the super builder? Interesting. That's interesting. I don't know why we don't see a recipe for the super builders. When you right-click on a block, it checks your inventory, see, blah, 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 extends currently right up to 9 blocks. So the regular builders, it looks like the super builder's one may not be in, which is why the unbreakable ones are, because this one only does 9 blocks. So we've got 16, and then 2 of those will get us 32 blocks. Wow. Oh, well, no, there's the super builder's one to get up to this one. All right, you know what? We're just going to try it. If we grab a division sigil, and you can see that we've killed the wither 41 times at this point. We've got 40 non-inactive division sigils and 1 active. How many uses? We still got 146 uses here. So we're going to need gold. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we need diamonds. And I probably, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. And I think we only needed 1 of these for the builder's wand, right? Builder's wand. Yes, there it is right there. Dun, 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 dun. Now, in every other flavor that I've ever played, do we have any Ardite? Do we have any Ardite over here or anywhere? We're not doing Ardite yet, are we? You know what? I bet we've got an Ardite cow somewhere. Let's see what... We've got some new cows out here. Mana infused. aluminum, brass, creosote, lutecrite, blue slime, more lutecrite, essence, hollow tears. I have no idea what hollow tears are. Witch water, biodiesel. No, we don't have one out here. Let's just. This is going to be a bit painful. Let me on the other side. Let me go through. Let me go through this real quick and see if I can find an ardite, and I'll be right back. Ah, there he is, molten ardite. Come here. All right, so that is. Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sitting right between. Oops, sitting right between my food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that is the correct one. And then we'll put the rest of these back real quick, just like that. We do have an empty bucket, so let's grab that out of there. Is he ready to be milked? He is ready to be milked, and then I guess we can just put him right back away. Wonder what that one is. Wonder why I've got it down here. All right, so traditionally, the recipe for doing this. Do I have another empty? No, that one's okay. Let's go make some more of these real quick. We need more tanks. Tank. Is that empty? No, that's liquefied coal. There's the empty tank. Oh, we're out of glass. Grr. Oh, what a pain in the patootie that is. And we filled that all the way up. Just trying to think of a way to do this without having to make sand. And honestly, in the time that I was looking at it, I certainly could have made sand. Actually, I may have. Do I have not snad sand? I still don't have any sand. So let's grab some cobble. Make just a wee bit of sand here. And sticks. We really need to go ahead and no, the T is not working because I still haven't fixed that. I need to go ahead and make like a manual hammer up here, a manual auto hammer. I know that is kind of weird, but a manual auto hammer, so that when I need to grab something real quick, I have a hammer available to do that in. Grab these, because we know at this point that actually turning this into sand isn't going to take but just a second, because we have seen the new furnace at work. So let's go ahead and throw this in there. Oh, how I love thee. Let me count the ways. Alright, toss all this stuff back in there. Now let's try to make a tank. Where is? There it is. Oh, we may have actually had glass. We need panes. That's the problem. Yeah, we had glass. Dope-a-do. It helps to actually look at the recipe before you start trying to craft. Now let's try that tank again. Alrighty then, and let's toss this down here. What is this? This is. Oh, that is not the right bucket, the right tools at all. Skip that for now. We're going to need that for there, and that for there, and this for here, and we're going to need that there. There we go. And I'm sure it got snatched up by the World Interaction Upgrade in here. It sure did. I have that problem. That thing is running so frequently now that it can absolutely grab anything that hits the world faster than I can. So, alright, now, the way we would traditionally do this is put... Oh, it won't go in there, so no, this is not going to work. So how do we get... Alright, so for now, let's just put these away. Let's put that up there, and we'll grab the Manny. We've actually got Manny in there, so we'll just throw that right down. Oh, no. We don't want that because we don't want to connect it to our pipe network. Let's stick it over here. Okay, well, at least we have a Builder's one, and we can do the upgraded Builder's one. What was it called? An Unbreaking Stick. And put that on there like that, right? Dun, dun, dun. Unbreakable. Now, what we should probably do is go ahead and make it soul-bound as well, so you don't have to worry about losing it. How many? 16. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so we'll leave that for now. We've got it. It's nice to have. You know what? Let's go ahead and make golden bag of holding. We've got some stuff now that we're carrying around stuff all the time. Do we have all of that? We don't have the blocks of gold. Oh, I don't have my ME system far enough along that I can just say, hey, make this for me, like that. That's not going to work. Now, golden bag of holding. Will you go in there now? Yay! Now, we can make, if we do this, and then, yeah, we can make the reincarnating one by adding a couple of magical wood, but I think reincarnating one, if you die, it's immediately lost. It's not like soulbound where it's always with you. And in reality, what we're going to be doing is sticking stuff like this in there, stuff that we don't need all the time, but when we do need them, we want them with us. And that'll help clean up our inventory a lot. Let's see. A lot of times I even stick my food in there, because really, unless I need food, I don't need it out right then. And actually, Now that I've said that, I do actually need food right now. All right. Yay! Okay, so we've got another tool that will help us move forward. We can actually pull the rapier down now. We could pull... Are those going in my inventory? Where did the rapier... Oh, there's the rapier. Here's the old stone pickaxe. We can go grab things like our watering can and our VCO hose, stuff that we've stuck on walls because we needed to have them accessible. I don't want that. We've needed to have them accessible, but we certainly didn't need them all the time. So there's our VCO hoe and our watering can. Okay, now, in order to do... Let's see what's next here. Autocrafting. So we've got the Real Builder's Wand. Autocrafting needs to be next. I need to have some, even if it's simple autocrafting set up here, I need to get that done so that I can move forward with increasing the size of my system. So let's see if we can't get that set up before we have to call it a day. Let me get some things together and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back. Mostly what I want to do is make sure that we had enough processors. Thankfully, so I pulled out everything we had, processors, and then made sure that we had at least 2 stacks of everything. Thankfully, thanks to the Ultimate Furnace here, though, cooking those up is really pretty quick. So to get some autocrafting up and running, we've already got a interface right here, and we were using that down here to pump items directly into our ME system, which I don't think there's anything attached to it now, so we could pull it out and move it. Let's do that. Oh, I think I broke power, but was that power going to anything? Yes, it's going over here, so let's make sure we get that put back. There we go. Let's grab a brick. Let's grab a brick. And I believe we're looking for the darker brick here. Yes, we are. Put that there, and for now we could just put the... Alright, so we also need to get some... we are going to need a molecular assembler, because this is where the actual assembling is done. And I did make some annihilation and formation cores just to make sure we would have those. We need a interface, we need a molecular assembler, we also need at least a 1K crafting storage. We should actually have one of those left over. Should have that in the system, and we should have, yes, we do have that left over. Next gen crafting. Excuse me. We'll also need, let's see, if we look at terminals, we're going to need... Alright, we've got a crafting terminal on here already. That's what this is a crafting terminal. ME interface terminal, that would be nice to have, because it allows us to see all of our interfaces at one time. A pattern terminal we are going to need for sure. We don't have any of the... Oh, we need to take a crafting terminal and turn it into... Do we have one of those? We do. And then we can actually turn that into one of these. Yes, and then... now, we could just take our crafting terminal off and replace it. But there are times when I still like to have access to the crafting terminal itself. It operates a little better. Yeah. Then we're going to need, let's see, what else? Terminal. I think that's really all we need. It would be nice to have the fluid terminal so we can start putting fluids into the system. Do we want an enemy interface? We'd have to build another interface, which is really not that big a deal. ME interface terminal. And there is one of those as well. Now this allows us to see all of our... Oh, I was like, so why doesn't it see our interface? And that's because we pulled the interface out. Dun, 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 dun. Now I think that should connect right through. Yes, we do see one right here. So let's go ahead and throw down the crafting storage, and it changed colors into a multi-block, so we know that that is correct. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put... yeah, we'll just stack them up here. Alright, and that should be colored, that should be, the internal lining here should be colored, and that tells us that it's powered and functional. So we should now be able to craft something really simple like, oh, we're going to need blank patterns. Blank patterns. Ooh, those are not exactly cheap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we, at most, we've got 9 right now in that one interface, so there's really no reason to make more than 9. Wrong side of this. So let's do something fairly simple like... Our processors. To get the logic processor, we need to do this recipe right here. And we can print that over here and then come over here and stick it in the port. Now we should be able to come in here and say processor. And if we tell it we want to view craftables, because it's called printed at that stage, right? Yep. So we should be able to say, hey, I want 10 of those. And assuming we do not have... How are we going to deal with the quartz cutting knife? Because the quartz cutting knife actually has durability. What we could say, we could change the pattern. And we could say one of these... Okay, let's do this. Printed. Okay, so first let's clear the pattern off here. And the way we do that is we put it in our hand and we shift click and or shift right click and it goes away and becomes a blank pattern again, and then we can put it back in here and reuse it. Now what we can do is say that one of these, so if we grab redstone, I think, and we do a whole stack of redstone. Get that out of there and put in a whole stack of redstone. Oh, we can't do a whole stack in here. How do we increase this number? Or dictionary substitutes allowed or not allow substitutes. Well, that's not really what I wanted. Okay, let me give this some thought. There's got to be some way for it to tell us, for us to tell it to use that tool. But that's how that works, and that will allow us to get some of these other things up and running. Oh, I was like, why is there nothing in my system? Because we're currently on craftables. Did I not pick that up? I did not pick that up. Okay, so this will allow us to begin working on. Well, here's what we really wanted it for. So, in order to make 64K storage components, we have to make a 64K storage component to make, which means we need 3 16Ks, which means we need 3 4Ks, which means we need 3 1Ks, which means we need this recipe right here, and I'm in the wrong interface, so that's going to do me not a lick of good, 64K. So we want, instead of having to build all of these over and over and over, we want to get these things automated. So there's the 1K, and then we go up to the 4K. We don't have any 1Ks in the... Okay, we've got AE2 stuff in, right? AE2 stuff. AE2 stuff. Yeah, there is a pattern encoder right here. We should be able to build that. Pattern encoder. This will allow us to... oh, what are we missing? Unlimited panel. We should be able to build one of those, or 3, because that's what the recipe is. This will allow us to make patterns, even if we don't have... We can stick him right here for now. That going sideways? Ugh. We certainly don't want that on sideways. This, oh, it's still connected sideways. Oh, well. So this will allow us to build recipes, even if we don't have all the pieces in. Is that a blank pattern? It is a blank pattern. Because we can do... Yeah, you know what? We can just... All right, let's do this the way we've done this in the past. To build a 4K, let's get back to 64K. No, the first thing we need to do is order up a 1K. 1K. Wait, that should be craftable now. Did we not put the 1K in? Did I just overwrite the 1K pattern? Because that would be really, really goofy on my part. Yes, I must have overwritten the 1K pattern. Grrr! That was dumb, da-da-dum, dum, dum, dum. Or did I put it in the system? What is this? 16K, 4K, 1K. Why didn't you pick up my 1? 1K. No, I apparently overwrote it. We need this recipe right there. Now we need to get that into... I need to rearrange these terminals. I can already tell you that's going to drive me crazy having to flop sides back and forth. And then we should be able to order up a 1K. We want 3 of those. Thank you very much. Start. All right, now to do the... Get back to the 64K. We need the 4Ks, which is right here. And are the 1Ks not done? Are you still crafting? What's going on here? Why you know? Oh, you know what? It's because the interface is not attached. I'm gonna have to swap these around, I think. Let's get the storage down here, and then get the that there and this here, and that probably canceled. It did. So let's craft 3 of those and see if this works now. Yep, I see them crafted in there, and they're done. All right, so I have got to do a couple of things, IRL, just because IRL happens, right? So let me get those done, and we'll come back, and we'll get this all the way up to 64K so that we can process through a bunch of 64Ks really fast. Okay, guys, we are back. Apologies for that. I believe we got the 1K done, so we need to get on up to the... if we just put in 64K and start working our way down, that will probably be the most efficient way to get this done. So there's the 64, the 16, here are the 4Ks, so we need one of those, and we need to go ahead and encode that pattern, and we'll do 1, 2, 3, and dump those in the system so that we can immediately make the next size up. Back to here to the 64K. Let's see. So this will be for the 16. We'll encode that, and we'll make 1, 2, 3. And then here is the 64K, and we'll encode that, and make one of those, toss it in the system, and then actually complete the recipe, and encode that as well. So now we should have some patterns that we can put in here. Let's see. We've got the 1 and the 4, so here is the 16, here is the 64, and here is the completed drive. All right, now let's see. We should be able to come back here at this point. 64K, and let's order one. Oh, nope, we don't want the component. We want the. Oh man, 64K. We want the actual drive, and we should be able to order one up, and we don't have enough quartz glass. So let's go ahead and make a recipe for quartz glass. That's actually something we use fairly often. Let's see. If we do quartz glass, we should find that right here. Yes, quartz glass. We'll go ahead and encode that as well as make some. And get that tossed in. Is that there's the quartz glass right there. We'll put that at the other end just because I kind of try to keep them organized a wee little bit. I know that just doesn't seem possible, but if we do, let's see, we've got one in our inventory, right? We've got one, and then we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 8 more. So let's see if we can actually put in 8. The 1K crafting storage may not be available. 153. We're missing 30. Wow. So we do not have the resources in regular glass. So let's see if we can make at least a couple. 3. We've got. Okay. So we've got our first pair, 1 and 2, because we've got those in our inventory. So if we had 2 more, we could at least get the first 2 pair made, and surely we've got enough to make the first 2. Let's see if we can actually make 4. No, we don't have enough glass. Matter of fact, glass is probably going to be a problem. Period. Let's see if we can steal some out of the. Where are we making sand? Is this one the sand? That is compressed gravel. I thought we were doing compressed gravel over here. No, here's sand. Right here is a whole bunch of compressed sand. We'll grab 1 stack of sand, run it through our ultimate furnace here. Excuse me. We'll make ourselves a bunch of sand real quick. I say a bunch. Whoa, mouse, what's your problem? It's really only a single stack, right? Oh, my mouse is doing the floaty thing again. That's creepy and weird. All right, now, what were we doing? We were doing 64Ks right there, and we want to see if we can get 4. Now, do we have enough materials? Materials. Looks like we do. That uses too much. So we've only got 1 crafting processor at 1K, which is 1024, and that was going to require 1600. So we're going to have to go to doing only 2 at a time. That's really kind of miserable, but, you know, at least we can do them and do them automatically. So we'll tell that to get started. If we look, we should see stuff up here in the molecular assembler. Hey, I'm doing the floaty thing again. The molecular assembler doing the right thing. There's 1Ks and 4Ks, 1Ks and 4Ks. Actually, that may be 4Ks and 16s. No, it's got to be another 16 right there. And there was a 64, and there's some final assembly work being done, and there were the drives themselves. Nice. All right, so we should now be able to grab 1, 2 out. Can we have those, please? 1. My mouse is acting goofy. 2. And drop those. Let's see. We're going to want this. These have obviously got stuff on them, and we're going to want to get those things out. But that's why we built the I/O bus back when we did. Because what we can do right here is this is pointing from drives into our ME system. So we'll just click all of these over, and as they empty, they'll jump to the other side. 1, 2, and come on, come on. You can do it. 3. They're all done now. Now, if we come back here, we should still have all of our items. If we look at our drives, they should now have things on them. They certainly do. And we're in much better shape. We can disassemble these to get back the 4Ks that were in them, which should allow us to build a 16K and get us closer. We'll reuse those components to get us closer to our next 64K. All right, guys, let's see what else was on the list for today. That gets us some auto-crafting done, and that allows us to move forward with life, no doubt about it. We've built a real builder's wand, so that is there. We just don't have time to do the... let me see. How close are we getting? 5, 15, 25. Yeah, we're like at 40 minutes now, it looks like to me. So I do want to get a portal to the Nether set up just because that will allow me to go start doing some exploring and trying to find some things. Of course, we're not going to do that off screen, so what's the point, right? We're going to do all that together. So I guess this is where we end today. Obviously, I want to get the rest of our 64K drives in place. And actually, we've got... that's probably not drive. They're not called drives. They're called storage. Storage. With, oh yeah, with the... There's 256K. That's all fluid storage. ME 1024, ME storage. This is from extra cells. Wow. So we've got much, much larger components available. Okay. I wonder how far these go up. There's where's the normal 64K? Where is the normal 64K? ME storage. So where is our... There's the 64, there's the 16, there's the 4, the 1K. Holy mackerel. That's 16,000K, which would be 16 million? Is that the biggest one? That's the biggest one. Wow. 64K. So what do, what's the use on this? How do we turn this into a drive? Diamonds, 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 flux, fluid X, fluid ducts, and quartz glass. That is a big old, and I assume we're just working our way back down, just like we've done in the past through all these components. Oh Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Well, this looks like a good place to call it for the day. Let's take a look at our forest while we're over here at the very least. Yep, it has done the right thing, so I need to come over and harvest this and get it all replanted. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm really having a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time watching. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.